athlete. So there's a trend of athlete models in.
You know what? I did want to talk about that with you. Okay, because we talked about like the Russell Westbrook thing.
Yeah.
Josh Gordon was the model for Control Sector last year. They had who was somebody else we was just talking about this like athlete model.
Victor Cruz is like Oliver Kith, everything.
Oh yeah.
All over everything.
So like and I already know like your stance on it because like the way they're built, like the height and the size, it doesn't necessarily show. Like it's hard to show contours and stuff.
Listen,
when you got
I think if
big
you're
boxy athlete.
I think if you're in the public eye, you're a really good marketing tool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, like you can market and you can sell clothes because you have a big fan base, then it will help. But should you do that? Probably not. Collab with Barney's, that shit all went on
Now
sale.
he's a True
All
Religion
that shit. Yeah.
creative director.
Do you know what I'm saying? Victor Cruz, yeah, he has a good sneaker game,
Nah,
but
I'm gonna
the
ask you
rest of
something.
his fits
I'm gonna ask you something
is
about this.
basic.
I'm gonna ask you something about this
You know what I'm
specifically, going like to the Russell Westbrook thing, because the collab with Barney's was a George brand thing. Not
No. They did pieces from
Yeah, he did
Marcelo Berlon.
Oh,
So he
okay.
did
Yeah,
sunglasses, he did a whole bunch
Okay.
of stuff.
And I'm not saying that it was bad or it looked bad. I'm just saying that it didn't do well. So does that really translate to the higher top dollar spenders?
So do you
Probably not.
So do you think they should just use it in the fashion that like True Religion is doing it, where it's like I'm just gonna
I think.
use them as like a mainstream thing? What's up?
Battery's low.
Oh, yeah, whose fault is that?
Yeah. Is the other one charging or not?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so I mean,
Alright, just keep going.
We good? Okay. So I'm gonna ask, do you think they should stick it more to like a mainstream thing, where you're like, because athletes are like public figures. Like obviously, I don't think the fashion world and athletes necessarily coincide completely all the time. Like it's like two different worlds to me. So like,
The
I don't
thing,
know.
the thing for me is like sometimes these athletes we don't know like their background. Like they may have been into they may have been into fashion. They may have been into like trends like this growing up. And so if that's really you and you like that stuff, then like the opportunity for you to do this is pretty cool for you.
Yeah.
But if you're just jumping on this because you have money now and you're gonna just like I don't know, follow any trend that's
I'm gonna
available.
tell you that the majority of athletic people that are out there, they all have stylists.
Yeah,
So the
that's
whole
true.
Victor Cruz and Russell Westbrook thing are all stylist based.
well, I will say to Russell's defense, he is from LA. He has been consistent about his want and like his want to do. Like I don't know about Victor Cruz. Russell's talked
But
about it a lot. He's
whoever
always
is
talked about
styling
it.
out Russell
And Dwayne Wade, he talks about it. a
Well,
lot.
this is the thing though, is that like just because there is something trending does not necessarily mean that it fits your body type or your
100%.
look,
I agree.
right?
I
So
agree.
whoever was styling Russell Westbrook when he was wearing all those fucking weird patterns
Right,
and all that weird shit and all that shit that was too tight or too short
right,
did a terrible job,
right.
right? So
I agree.
it's one of two things. Either he has a stylist and his stylist is just
Bad,
mediocre,
right?
or it was him dressing himself, which pretty much says that he shouldn't be
exactly.
collaborating with any fashion. You know, it's one
You
thing
should
to
be
wear
sticking
it, it's
getting
another
triple
thing.
doubles out of
Yeah.
that court.
I just feel like it's like a big disrespect to be like, oh, I'm a designer now. because-
That's what
Yeah.
upset me more than anything because design is something that I ultimately want
Yeah.
to get into. Like I
Right.
love this.
Right.
I always have. But for me, when the NBA did like the fashion show this year at the All-Star Weekend,
Yes.
I was like, this is ridiculous. This is embarrassing to watch. Like,
I mean,
and they
get
put
it.
John Elliott up there on the panel, which is cool for him. But at the same time, I'm like, I love his stuff that he makes, and there's no way that he likes any of these
I
looks.
mean, a
right
lot
now.
of the stuff that he makes doesn't even fit people. That
Exactly.
Well, I guess the biggest problem is then, because I think it's more of a money thing. Like,
Yeah,
all right,
of course it is.
like the NBA makes a lot
I
of
mean,
money.
you can't be mad at these brands.
Like
Yeah.
in the fashion industry wants to make money.
Exactly.
Okay, ultimately they want to make money.
Yeah, John Elliott
So-
started that brand with his buddy.
So-
They
Of course you want to make money, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna want to make money. All right. So, do you think we're watching the beginning of them trying to? Because the most marketable athletes on the planet, you got football players in Europe, basketball players in America.
Yeah.
Period. They're the only players whose face you see all the time. You know,
Yeah.
the NFL players you don't see them. NHL players they don't get enough time on TV and fucking and football. You know, soccer here. nobody can even name fucking soccer players. Okay, so they're the
You know,
most.
and those are probably the best ones to be modeling this close.
Yeah.
To be honest,
Yes,
because they have the body. They have the
I'm
best body for
I'm
it.
gonna call this, but within the next 10 years, America will know soccer players' names.
I hope because this is dope sport. You know,
Yeah.
but like it's hard because our best athletes don't play it. That's probably the biggest problem. Cristiano Ronaldo was the fucking man. He has a statue in his fucking hometown. He's
Ronaldo's
a goddamn
fits
man.
are weak as fuck.
Well, no.
They're super basic.
Yeah, I ain't even talking about his clothes. I'm just talking about like as far as his athletic ability.
Yeah.
He's like, you know, our best athletes don't play soccer.
Yeah.
So like now, if say LeBron James decided I'm playing soccer today, you know what I'm saying? Oh, okay, 6'9" dude, 260, he runs a 4.4, he's playing
Yeah.
soccer. Like okay,
But
You know,
okay, this is the thing though, is that LeBron is just like Ronaldo. Like they're big sports stars.
right,
Whatever they wear, people pay attention to.
Right.
But the majority of their fits are just stuff that's put together.
I agree.
Okay, like LeBron, he has his own line of shoes. A lot of the times he just wears Balenciagas.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I'm
So
saying?
we wear like a size 16
Ronaldo will be Gucci down to the socks,
to the floor.
which is like basic. Right?
And so
If
does
you-
Neymar.
so
Especially
So-
if you're from Europe too.
So does
on the
Neymar.
other end of things, though,
Neymar does too.
you do have people like, even though Amon Shumpert is like he's kind of like on the whole streetwear thing.
Right.
Yeah.
At least he pulls it off. That's
Right.
like his look, right?
Right.
And then you have like David Beckham, right? David Beckham, he has like, even though that he could be Gucci down to the socks,
Mm-hmm.
he has his own sense of style
Right.
and fashion.
Right.
So I feel like those are the people that have longevity in it. But as being a company, you know, just from a company's perspective, any big superstar that you can get
You can
to
get
wear
put
your
your
stuff,
on,
it's
You're
gonna
gonna do
benefit
it.
you.
You're gonna do it.
You'll
So,
make them bigger
yeah, you
clothes to
can't-
put it on. Like,
You can't hate them for that. Do you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Which is like what is gonna happen.
So-
and all, I think from a business perspective is that people should be more careful and to pick and choose who they want to work with on these collaborations. Because even though they might not think it's a big deal, it's gonna take their core people that have been fucking with them since the beginning,
Right.
and it's gonna throw them off, and then they're gonna be like, oh, I don't really fuck
Alright,
with them. Like
so,
that.
so that was my next. Their own stylists from the brands who work on these designs work specifically with that. You know, kind of like how Nike has like they attach a designer to an athlete for the lifetime of their shoe. Like Kevin Durant's had the same designer. Like what? He got 7 shoes now.
Yeah.
He's at the same guy. So like, do you think they should attach certain guys to people and say, well, look, you're gonna be working with our brand. We have a certain namesake or a certain
I mean, these
look
are-
we're supposed to have with our brand. So you're gonna wear what we tell you to wear. Fuck your styles. Like
Yeah.
you working for us now. So you signing this contract. Now you work for us. You wearing what I tell you to wear. Period.
I think they should do whatever they want to do because they're a multi-million-dollar company.
Yeah.
Obviously, whatever they're doing is obviously working
Yeah.
for them. What I think it might more say what's to be worn, but at the same time, they need to think more out of the box for the longevity of things. Because sports stars are hot one minute and they're fucking shit the next minute. Right? So obviously that's probably not something that they want to delve into. With rappers, it's just not a good idea.
No.
Yeah.
It's just not a good idea.
No, but with rappers I agree 100%. With athletes I don't mind because you can see what it can do for a brand. Like if you would have told Nike fucking 20 years ago when Adidas was offering Michael Jordan that contract, hey, are we gonna give Michael Jordan this contract? Michael Jordan ends up becoming like the biggest name in sneaker wear in the history of sneakers, and it made them. It took them from giving the Rocky movie free clothes to $7 billion, $8 billion company.
Where do you draw the line?
Where do you draw
Well,
the
this is the
line?
whole thing.
And what do you say?
Being part of fashion, okay, like being in the industry of fashion and of design, when I look at an athlete, I don't ever think style.
Mhm.
When I see athletes on
What I
campus,
think
they're
we-
wearing
yeah.
sweatpants,
That's
sweatshirts. They're
what I'm
getting all the
saying.
clothes that they get for free.
I feel like
Right.
utility-wise, what they should be wearing is like advanced technical fabrics,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
So fashion.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? So that shit, it's kind of just like if that pops up in an email and it's like, oh, GQ has a cover story on Russell Westbrook, I'll look at the fits, but I'm never ever gonna take fucking fashion advice from fucking
From
what
Russell
yeah.
Westbrook.
Yeah.
Right. I get what
So,
you're saying.
In all actuality, to me, it doesn't matter.
So it's pointless.
Right, but if Russell, on the flip side, if Russell Westbrook was to be like, oh, the new technology that Nike's putting out is like the best stuff that I've ever worked out in, I would probably try it out.
Yeah, because of what he does.
Yeah,
and that's his lane.
I feel like
Right.
whatever lane they pick up people to like market their stuff, they should stay in that lane and be truthful.
Very
to it.
specific to that.
And I think that's where the longevity is.
I can't disagree with that.
So I mean,
Those are all legit points on that. Cause I don't know. I guess we're at the point now where I guess maybe the fashion industry was like, well, they're trying to get away from the skinny pale model thing. Maybe they're trying to like, let's find the next thing. I'm gonna find the next big thing. Cause there's not a lot of types of
the
rappers
last
walking
big
down the
thing.
street.
Like, this is the whole thing.
You know what I'm saying?
Shit doesn't make any sense. It's kind of like if everybody looked like fucking I don't know. I can't think of it. Oh, let's just put it like this: if every girl looked like what's her name, Giselle.
Yeah. Okay. Like
Right?
like Giselle. Yes.
And if every girl looked like Giselle, then the thing that would probably be in is a girl that doesn't look like
Yeah.
Giselle.
Right.
Do you
right.
get what I'm
You
saying?
know,
Gotcha.
that's
So I
what
feel like
that's why
yeah.
I have mad respect for Yeezy Season 1, how they did a casting call out to New York City.
Yo,
They're
the
like,
casting person though that did the casting call though, she does casting calls for a lot of people.
Yeah, it was just
But
cool
she
though,
did it
because
right.
it was like a week ahead of time, or like a couple days ahead of time, and they're like, all right, send us some pictures, and maybe we'll invite you in. And of
They
course,
had what's his name, Fetty Wap on that.
yeah, of course, maybe they brought in
That
some.
motherfucker was missing a knot.
Yeah, they brought in some people that they gave some people a shot that may have not gotten a shot with other lines.
I thought it was done really well.
Yeah.
I thought the whole layout for the whole show was done
Yeah,
really
it was
well.
really cool.
And like, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, look at 2014 and 2013. Like, what was the big thing? It was like all the models that were
Instagram
used.
models.
It was like it was all the models that was used
It's so
for fucking
garbage.
Hood by Air were big,
Right.
right? You
Yeah.
had Ian Connor was
Yep.
big,
Mm-hmm.
right? And Ian Connor looks like a fucking like deprived Ethiopian kid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But he's getting mad bitches. So it's hard to tell like what's gonna be the next
hard
big
to tell
thing.
what's
It's
the
always
trend's
gonna
gonna
be
be.
something different.
Right.
And it's like you have to have an eye for it, and not just an eye, but you have to have a little bit of luck that goes along with it too. You know what I'm saying? To be able to pick
Yeah.
what is that next thing gonna be. I'm gonna tell you though, because of runway shows like the Yeezy season, it will make other designers reach out to bigger, diverse groups of people.
Yeah, which I think is
It's gonna break the
ultimately
mold.
awesome.
You know what I'm saying?
Ultimately, I guess
Right-
that's what I'm getting at.
right
it's,
now,
it's more
high-
awesome having that type of diversity in fashion.
Right now, high end runway models, even though they kind of went from being like the tall, skinny blonde of that tall, skinny blonde. Now it's more brunettes with very pronounced eyebrows. Like
Yeah, I
Kendall
mean, you
Jenner
look at
and
like
Cara.
you look on like these websites and you look at like
Yeah.
the measurements. It's like, oh, he's has a my chest on this dude. Like, are you kidding me? Like,
So it's like it's always hard to tell, man. But I feel like because of people that are reaching out there to do something different, it's gonna break the mold of that, you know. And I can't wait to see what the next big models are gonna be.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's dope.
I would like to
have
see
awesome
somebody
diversity.
that's just totally fucking weird looking.
I would too. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to like. It's like
you know, has been pretty good with that is John Elliott too.
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah.
what he's been doing, he picks some pretty like different looking people to model this shit.
You know, that one kid looks like fucking Jared Leto's character from Fight Club.
Oh yeah.
That kid's fucking
With
blending
the-
out. He looks like he's 12 years old.
Jared Leto. Didn't he just get a role in something?
Joker.
Joker.
Yeah, he did in the Suicide Squad,
Cut his hair.
Suicide Squad.
which I may or may not watch.
Oh, I'll probably watch it.
I don't know if I'm going to the theater or.
No, yeah.
The girl that's playing Harley though, she's,
That's what,
you know who she reminds me of? She reminds me of Jamie Presley from back in the day,
Okay,
right?
Okay.
Margot?
I can see that.
Yeah, Jamie
Okay.
Presley, for sure.
Yeah, I fuck with it. You know, it's so. I mean, we all agree probably on diversity in fashion is always good. That's dope.
Yeah,
You know,
I
that's always a
definitely
good thing.
think about it like this, right? Like, if there's no black models,
Period.
right? If it wasn't for Naomi Campbell jumping on the scene,
Yes.
it wouldn't be the same. Now they
Those fucked up
even
feet.
have those black models with that skin decoloration.
Yes. Yes.
And that's a good thing, man. So that just shows you through fashion how things are progressing.
Now, what the highest profile fashion show in the country is probably what, like like I guess profile
Chanel,
for. No, I mean like for mainstream audiences too. Like
Oh.
what probably like Victoria's Secret. That's probably
Yeah.
Victoria's Secret, right? Like I guess that would be the.
This is what people don't understand. People don't understand products is when people look at the product and envision themselves wearing it.
Okay.
Or envision themselves using it, right?
Okay.
And you never, when you have somebody that's that is not in shape or that is of like a weird body shape, you wouldn't picture yourself using that because we're like hardwired to always want better. Do you get what I'm saying?
Right.
So if you were to change it now, it might benefit everybody in the long run, but is it really going to sell product? And if it doesn't sell product and it doesn't move that almighty dollar, are people really going to jump on that bus? Probably not.
Yes, that's true.
I mean, it is what it is. I don't know, man. If I go to a fashion show, like as much as I want to see like a bunch of fucking Asian people that look like me on the stage, it's probably not going to sell clothes like a 70s or 80s rocker, you know what I'm saying? That's just how it is. And do I really want to see that? I would much rather see how clothes fit on that than on somebody that's like 5'7" and stocky Asian. What do you think?
I feel that.
So what's next?
I don't know. I mean, we talking about our videos. We talking about the dudes whose dad rolling the Gamma Blues. I was seeing like a lot of stuff in. Like now, I try not to take any type of conversation from the internet serious. So let me make sure I say this with some context. Okay, there's been a big influx of Adidas over Nike. Okay, now I don't know if it's because Kanye went to Adidas and a lot of people were like, just like, dick suckers, so they don't go where Kanye go.
I don't think Kanye didn't single-handedly move all the people from Nike over to
So
Adidas.
I don't know if it was.
I just think that Nike has gone through a couple of years now. I would probably say the last 5 years of just putting out shit product.
Yeah.
They've just been putting out shit product, and the product that isn't shit, they put out so much of it that they just oversaturate it.
They lost designers because of that kind of business, you know? Those designers went to Adidas because of that.
The last technically well-made shoe that Nike did was a Flyknit.
Yeah.
The Flyknit's all well made, yeah.
But this is the thing though, is that when
Shout out to these Kobe
you're
guys.
making a Flyknit shoe and it's $180,
$80.
And your LeBrons are $250. So
Right.
it's like
Yeah,
$245, whatever it is.
That's the one thing I
But the whole thing though is
that
like with Flyknits is that they'll put out a $180 shoe, but then they'll put it out in fucking 20 different colorways.
And and the same thing with Jordans is it's like Jordans were once like a high quality shoe, like that.
Yeah.
They used to use premium quality,
Yeah, we all know
materials
that
for that.
anymore.
But and it's like, as someone who just like was playing basketball in high school 5 years ago, I was wearing those shitty quality like Jordan retros.
Yeah.
I had the Rising Suns. I had a pair of Rising Sun 12s that the lace, whatever, the little lace loop, whatever they put it through, broke off 3 times on me. They gave me a new pair each time, but the last time I'm finally like, you know what? I want some Adidas. Like I used to play basketball in Adidas all the time, to be honest.
This is the whole thing. Is like a lot of the Jordan shoes. Like you have to remember that they were made between the late '80s and the '90s, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of those shoes technically like are not the
Oh
best
yeah,
shoes to play basketball.
exactly. Yeah, not
Right?
anymore.
And they're made for look, but the whole thing is like if the quality is not there, then like what's the point of paying the $100? It used to be.
Yeah.
Now it's 190.
Yeah.
It's back to 190 now.
Yeah. So it's like, what's the point of it? You know what I'm saying? Not even that, but they just release so many of them in so many fucked up colorways. It's like I don't know.
And for me, like when I was young playing basketball, I wore the shoes that my favorite player wore. It wasn't even about like Nike or Adidas at that point. So I wore T-Max all the time.
Adidas.
Yeah, Adidas. I wore KGs when he was playing. The T-Max, man.
T-Max.
My
Those
boy
bitches
sent me,
last, bro.
my boy sent me a picture of the fours today, and I said, "Whoa, are those coming back?"
Those
'Cause I was
bitches
like, "Are
last,
those coming
dog."
back?"
Yeah.
But no, yeah, I wore Adidas all the time, and I even wore a pair of Converse because Dwayne Wade had his first contract was with Converse.
Right.
What about the Rodman Converse?
Actually, Jordan's first pair of shoes were Converse.
Yeah,
But I don't know. The biggest thing about Nike losing people is because even though they come out with like technical fabrics like Flyknit, the whole thing that matters with shoes to me, I feel like, is the outsole.
Yes, which they're going
So
in complete
Nike,
direction. Other
Nike
direction.
has always been the insole technology.
They think insole is like where it's at.
And Adidas pretty much was like, yo, fuck that. It's all about the outsole.
Yeah.
And now they've made a better outsole, and they've integrated it into their line. So it's like, yeah, you have the original shoes like the Superstars and the Stan Smiths that are made, pretty much the same way. They're unchanged. So if you want that leisure look, you go for that, right?
Their outsole's always
Plus
been.
is the technology.
Well, for Adidas, their outsoles have always been incredible. You can go get a pair of top 10s. It's still gonna be one of the most comfortable shoes you're gonna wear.
But you're not gonna play ball in them.
Nah, but
Not
you can
anymore.
still walk around. Your feet won't hurt, right? So now their outsole tech has always been incredible. Obviously, I've been on record. I think the best outsole ever is the fucking Hexalite sole from Reebok. All right,
The only thing with the Hexalite is it's heavy.
It is, and I think honestly, just from walking around in those shoes, whether it's the Kents or the Arbors or whatever, that's my favorite sole ever. I love that sole.
Yeah.
But Adidas, the Boost sole, is probably like a close second. It's really close. It's really, really good.
I'm gonna flip it the other way around. I'm gonna say that the Boost sole is the best sole. I've been running
I won't disagree with that.
I've been running in Boost way before Ye even announced Boost had anything to do with his shoes.
Right.
And I've been preaching that shit, dude. I've been telling people like the Energy Boost shoe was like I run, right? And I've ran in New Balances, I've ran in Brooks, I've ran in
You're not running that.
Nikes.
You're not running Nikes.
I did, and Nikes were the shoes that hurt my feet the most.
You're not running that.
But
You know what I
telling
run-
you,
what I
after
run
the
in right
Boost,
now?
It's over.
Yeah,
I mean, don't get me wrong. There's from time to time, if I need the extra support, I'll run in Asics, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. That's
Those
what
are
I'm
the
doing.
Nimbus.
Yeah.
Right?
Asics are really good.
And that's like if I'm running on concrete or if I just need the added support. But besides that, I run strictly energy boost. It's like it's all boost for me.
Yeah.
I don't care what
I mean,
anybody
every
says,
one of those
it's like-
basketball players nowadays. I mean, Damian Lillard, he signed that contract. John Wall, they all
got
preach
boost-
for it.
they
They
all
all
got
love
boost tech in the
the
shoes.
boost. They all wanted that boost tech. That's what they had. That was part of their stipulation for their contract. That we want that boost tech.
The whole thing is like I run so much and I put so many miles on shoes and I get shin splints if the shoes aren't supportive,
Yeah.
right? And the only shoe that I just never have any problems with is Boost shoes.
Do not wear Nike
So-
Frees. and-
Now I was gonna say Nike Frees
Do
have
not
gotta
do
be the worst.
Do not do it.
Not just that, but the Free picks up like any type of dirt and
Yeah,
it's stuck
inside
in
it.
there.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and so then it throws you off like your fucking running groove.
Yeah.
I've never dealt with that shit.
You know where
the
Nike-
closest that I ran in Nike that I didn't mind that much was the Lunar.
Lunar, I knew you were gonna say the Lunar sole.
Yeah.
And the Lunar sole was outsole tech. So
Yeah.
that's why I don't get it. The only problem with Lunar Tech was it was made of fucking old garbage ass packing cardboard that you put in to ship something. I don't know what the fuck you call that stuff.
I watched
It's so terrible.
somebody made this illustration of like the evolution of Nike insole technology, and it's literally like just pockets of air. it's fucking retarded. Do you know what I'm saying? But the whole thing is they've been cashing out on this for years and years
Air
and
Max
years.
Day, man. That's
You know
today.
what I'm saying?
Is it? Is it?
No air needed.
Oh.
Hashtag.
Hey, Adidas don't give a fuck.
Shout out to Wex. Shout out to Wex.
Adidas got big dick problems now.
Nah, but I mean, I guess the other problem I have with what Nike does is they pour all this tech, like the LeBrons I talk to people about. Like when I talk to people about shoes, I get very specific with shoe technology. And a lot of people are like, why am I paying $250 for this? I'm like, well, you know how much fucking tech they got in this shoe, bro? Like, you know, like the fucking the development they put in the shoe. The problem is the Browns cost $250 fucking. What do they got? They got like the special ones they do every year.
What, Christmas?
No. It's like a rehash of the shoe. It's like a more expensive version of the shoe.
Yeah, they do it with Kobe, LeBron. It's like,
Yeah.
The
The Elite.
Yeah,
the Elite
Elite,
series. I'm saying I got some more.
There's never been a good Elite that's come out.
Yeah, fuck
Not
shoes. I got
fucking
some more
ever.
right now. And
No, those are sweet.
these are sweet
But
strictly
I'm
off
saying,
design.
but
Strictly off
you
design,
remember
these are
the Kobe 8s when they came out with the Elites?
sweet. Yeah, I got some.
I know you do.
Yeah, they're low top.
And I'm just saying that like it was never worth the price tag.
Hell no.
It was never justified for
No.
the price tag.
No.
To me, You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Completely not worth the price. No. And I got some Kevin Durant elites. I got some KD5 elites. KD5 elites. Not worth the price either. But I guess the point is, you know, they put all this money into these shoes. And I would like to see their technology expanded across the board. They don't do that. Like, to get Nike's shoe, like their premier shoe, you gotta go to LeBron. They put every piece of technology into LeBron.
Look,
But they don't stretch that tech across the other shoes the way Adidas does. They
With me-
stretch the tech.
with me, it doesn't matter how much it costs. It just matters how well it works. Do you know what I'm saying?
I can't
Me
run LeBron.
being a runner, right? Like usually every time you put 500 miles on a shoe, it's time to change
It's
the
done.
shoe,
It's over.
right?
Yeah, right.
Like this shoe I've had for close to 6 months, and I put way more than 500 miles on it, and it still works great. So because of that, and I've gone through so many shoes that literally, I've had some shoes that have only lasted like 300 miles before they started to break down, right? So because of that, I'm just gonna have to say that, like, from personal experience of trying all these different types of shoes and the technologies that they include, that when something works, it just works, and that's what builds brand loyalty.
Adidas boots is what
Do you know what I'm saying? So so that's where Nike's fucking up.
It's all about the outsole tech.
Fuck insole technology.
It's all about outsole tech.
And remember who the fuck made you so rich. Stop fucking over your fucking customer base. What the fuck?
Stop giving all the hot
There's
shit
no
to the Oregon
reason
players, bro.
that I fucking
Fuck.
I seek out a fucking pair of shoes that remind me of my childhood. I get them. They're fucking garbage. Like what the fuck? When I was little, my life was not fucking garbage. So don't make a shoe that's retro from when I was little.
That's not true.
It's garbage.
Hey, and don't buy Bo Jackson 2s. If I see you wearing Bo Jackson 2s, which you know what shoe I'm talking about? Yes, don't buy that shoe. Ever. That shoe should have never
You
got
talking about
made.
the actual Bo Jackson
The
signature line or the SCs?
The new Bo Jackson, the Bo Jacks. They call them the Bo Jacks, the Nike Bo Jacks. Garbage. Don't buy it. Horrible.
The last pair of Bo Jacksons that I bought was the one that he shared with Andre Agassi, the Air
yeah.
Trainer
Oh, they're training?
SC2s.
Like, oh, now you know my Bo Jackson collection. I fuck with them. The SC trainers. Just know about Bo Jacks. They're horrible.
Yeah, I feel that.
And stop sleeping on Calvin Johnsons. Y'all fucking stupid. They're the best fucking shoe design of last year that Nike actually had. None of y'all bought them.
I mean, we'll see what happens this year.
No more heat for you, Calvin.
Well,
they
if there's
ain't
no-
sending you no more heat.
If he's not making the catches because there ain't a team fucking playing right,
Yeah.
No more
he's
heat,
not
bro.
gonna get any shine.
No more heat, bro. He had heat on the first year.
The motherfucker is gonna go from Megatron to
Heat.
fucking Bumblebee.